Good morning, guys. I welcome you all to my class, and this is figures of speech. We are going to be looking at figures of speech. I know this is not the first time of hearing this. Some of you have been taught this in your previous classes, but this is just a kind of mop-up class to reiterate some of the things you have known, and this does not only concern literature students, even the English or students offering English language may or will need this as well. So please, the essence of figures of speech is important, and that's what we are going to be looking at in the course of this study. Okay, so I want you guys to sit back, relax, and listen. Okay, now figures of speech. What is figures of speech? As you can see on the screen, figures of speech is a word. Okay, it is a word or phrase used in a different way from its usual meaning in order to create a particular mental picture or effect. So when you use words, metaphorically, when you use words that is beyond its ordinary usage, when you use words or phrases that are amplified, that are hyped, then you are actually talking about figures of speech. So, as I did say, I want you to relax and listen as we'll be taking ourselves through the class. Now, let's continue. So, what are the ones we are considering? What are those figures of speech we are considering? One, we'll be considering a simile, consider metaphor, we'll consider personification, hyperbole, and so on and so forth. So let's begin with the first one, and that is simile. That is simile. A simile is a comparison using like or as, e.g., she is as brave as a lion. My love is like a red rose. So when you use as and like to compare two things, then you're actually talking about simile. Now the next one is metaphor. Metaphor, a comparison without the use of like or as. The previous one we considered uses like and as, but in this case you are directing that image to whatever it is. So this is a direct comparison without the use of like and as. And look at the examples we have. We have time is a thief. Time is a thief. This is a direct comparison to time, calling it a thief. Now, our voice is music to his ears. Our voice is music to his ears. So, using linking verbs to show comparison, okay, without the use of like and as. Then the next one is personification. Personification. This is giving human traits to non-human beings. This is giving human traits, human characteristics, human attributes to non-living things. Okay, so and look at the examples we have. We have examples such as the wind whispered through the trees. The wind whispered through the trees. Does the wind have mouth? Okay, no. The sun smiled down on us. I don't think anyone has ever seen the mouth of the sun before. So we do not believe that sun. Okay, but this is a way of saying that there is actually that the sun is very bright. Okay, so that is how to say that. All right, we'll move to the next one, which is hyperbole. Hyperbole. Hyperbole is a way of exaggerating things, a way of hyping something beyond ordinary. Okay, a way of amplifying something beyond what it is. Okay, I've told you a million times. Can somebody begin to tell somebody something up to a million times? No. So, but just to show emphasis, just to show intentionality, okay, and to show the effort the person has put in telling somebody something. Now, the second one says, I have a mountain of laundry to do. I have a mountain of laundry to do. You believe with me that if you have seen a mountain before, you see how big it is. So it's going to be a bit difficult for somebody to have a mountain of laundry to do. So this is just to make something look beyond ordinary, look beyond normal. Okay. All right. Let's move to the next one, which is which is alliteration. Alliteration. Okay. So this is alliteration, and what does an alliteration do? Alliteration show repetition of initial consonant sound. It shows repetition of initial consonant sound. Okay, you can see in the examples we have Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. So you can see PPP alliterates. Okay, the second example say Betty Butter bought some butter. That is BBB. And the third example says Sally sells shoe sales by the seashore. You can see the SSS. So the first sentence B, the second one B, and the third one S. You can see how they alliterate. Okay, so we are moving to the next one. That is onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia. These are words that sound like the way they look. Okay, words that imitate sounds. Okay, onomatopoeia actually talks about sound. Okay, when we have the bees buzzed, the bees buzzed. So that's the sound of the bees. Then the thunder boomed in the distance as the storm approached. Okay, the thunder boomed as in the distance as the storm approached. So you can hear the thunder, the sound of the thunder. And the last example under here is the champagne bottle popped open. The champagne bottle popped open. So you can see popped here. That is the sound of the champagne. Okay, let's move to the next one. So here we look at oxymoron. 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 Now, what is oxymoron? Now, oxymoron is placing two contradictory things side by side. Placing two contradictory terms side by side. You have deafening silence. You have sweet sorrow. Okay, you have sweet sorrow. You can see sweet and sorrow. These are two contradictory words that are placed side by side to create effect. Okay, you have bittersweet. Okay, you can have something like that. Open secret. Look at what we have here. Open secret. The phrase "an open secret" is used to describe information that is supposedly secret, but is now actually known to many people. Okay, so let's go to the next one. That is irony. Irony. Okay, saying the opposite of what is meant. Saying the opposite of what is meant. So when you actually mean something, but you said the opposite, that is what irony is all about. Look at the example. A fire station mysteriously burns to the ground. How possible can a fire station burn to the ground? That looks ironic. Okay, the audience watches in dread, knowing the character is walking straight into danger. The audience have to prevent the whoever it is that is walking towards a dangerous path. Okay, so by the time they are looking, they are actually behaving ironically. All right, let's go to the next one, which is euphemism. Euphemism. Now, euphemism is a polite way to say something unpleasant in a pleasant way. A way of saying something unpleasant in a pleasant way. Okay, so a passed away means instead of saying that the person is dead, you're not saying he passed away. Okay, when you say somebody is economical with the truth, that means the person is not trustworthy. Okay, so but these are the way of presenting something that is harsh, something that is unpleasant in a pleasant way. Okay, so that is what that is okay. Now we move to the next one, and that is pun. And here we are going to stop, because pun is a play on words that exploit multiple meanings of a thing. So you use a word in different forms just to create effect. Look at the first example here. Time flies like an arrow, fruit flies like a banana. Okay, so you can see how flies are used. Now the last example here, my boss asked if I'm good with PowerPoint. I said I excel at it. You can see how they are playing on words. Okay, so at this juncture, we have come to the end of this.